Okay, Jackie, turn around and look. And wave. Wave. You could turn to...
I have a picture of all 8 kids. That one was like,
Did you see,
Getting some of your days.
did you see my camera in the car? Did I?
they didn't tell you that.
Oh, we knew, yeah.
I got blown away.
So we're here to observe the headstone placement.
That's a pretty nice one, isn't it?
Yeah. Of James Robert Ashley. Hi.
Well, after all these years, I could have made him a
Good.
general or something. Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Well, his brother was a captain, but they killed him.
What he did?
Yeah.
While he was in it, no, I'm not gonna give a eulogy. I'm gonna tell you what his military service was. Why he got that?
I don't think everybody's here yet.
Was there a different marker and they put this in its place? There was no marker. Oh, wow.
Unmarked grave. Now you don't know where he's buried.
He's somewhere around here.
But his wife is buried here too someplace. But they didn't give her a marker. Who's they?
We got everybody that's gonna be here.
Marker people.
The government gave us the marker.
Oh,
We had to pay to put it down.
They gave us the markers because?
Because they give military markers.
Oh,
And they equally...
Civil War, right?
Civil War.
Even if they were on the wrong side?
That's exactly right. You got a brother that was a captain.
Yes, sir. Check it out.
Brother was killed.
Another brother was injured. Had a nephew that was killed.
51st. Company.
So this is
I'm
your
gonna take you
great
back here
grandfather
just a
and
minute.
great great grandfather, right?
Wait for everybody to get up here.
This is further back from there. This is Civil War.
This is your grandfather, George W. Ashley.
Right.
Yeah, that is.
George Washington. But this is his father. Who fought in the War of Northern Aggression.
All right. For any of y'all that are not aware of it, South Carolina seceded from the Union in 1862, not in 1861 like Texas and a bunch of the other states did.
North Carolina.
I meant North Carolina, excuse me. And it seceded in January, and in February the 28th, they formed a company that our James Robert Ashley, our great-great-grandfather, joined, was one of the first ones that joined it there in Lumberton, North Carolina. To give you a little history on it, going on his record when he was president and the episode and everything like that. For any of y'all that don't know, there was over 250,000 Confederate troops that died. 40,000 of them were from North Carolina. There were 650,000 troops that died on both sides during that particular war. But on April the 10th of 1862, he went home on furlough from Wilmington, North Carolina, because he was sick. And he was still listed in May the 10th as home sick on furlough. On the 17th of December 62, his unit was involved in a battle they called the Battle of Goldsboro Bridge. They had a Union outfit that come out of New Bern North Carolina, which happens to be where Camp Lejeune, North Carolina is here right now. And they went and they destroyed a railhead at Goldsboro. Well, his unit went and beat them back, and put them back on the coast where they were supposed to be. Now, on the 11th of July of '63, he was at what they call Battery Wagner in Charleston Harbor, Charleston, South Carolina. For any of y'all that don't know what Battery Wagner was, did any of you see the movie Glory? Yes. That's where the 54th Massachusetts, the big colored regiment was there, like it, and they were all killed. Well, our grandfather was one of them that killed a bunch of them, right there. That was a major battle that he was in right there. We pick up on him again where we can find him between January and February of '64. He was on detached duty out of Petersburg. And the 22nd of February, he was in a hospital in Williamsburg, Virginia. He had a fistula on there, and that's where he spent in the hospital until March the 3rd. On the 15th of May of '64, he was wounded at Drury's Bluff. Drury's Bluff was a battle that the Federals tried to come up on the backside of Petersburg, and if they had succeeded there, the war would have probably ended in about 60 days. As it was, the unit that our grandfather was in ran them all the way back across the James River to Bermuda 100 and kept them there, and that's where he was shot, which was actually pretty lucky for him, because from 18th of May, he went to a hospital in Danville, Virginia. On the 1st of June, he was in the Pettigrew Hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina. And 11th of July, he was in the military hospital number 4 at Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, the beauty part about him being there was he missed the battle his unit was in was called Cold Harbor. Cold Harbor was one of the most bitter battles in the Civil War. It happened there right out of Petersburg. And there was about 4,000, and many of them was in his unit that died right there. He got returned to duty. He got released from the hospital August the 6th. We can find that he drew clothes in Petersburg on September the 1st of '64. That started, by the time he got there, that started he was there for what they call the First Battle of Petersburg, and then they set in as a siege. And the siege in this particular case around Petersburg was nothing but trench warfare. And they sat there in trench warfare for 9 months, killing each other. And that's where his brother was killed. His brother was shot in the head there. He was shot again. He ended up at Wayside General Hospital number 9 in Richmond, Virginia. But he was on the rolls and accounted for until December the 28th of 1864. In 1864, he was listed as AWOL, and that's the last records that they have of him. But at that time, after Petersburg and before Appomattox, the unit that he was in ended up going back south to Fort Fisher, and they fought a battle at Fort Fisher, South Carolina. Then they fought the last battle of the Civil War, which was at Benton, North Carolina, and that's where Joe Johnson, which is our grandfather, he was in what they call Klingman's Brigade, and that was the last battle, and that's where he surrendered to the Federals right there on the thing here. And when we read his deal that he's got in the book, it said that he was wounded 3 times. None of this relates to the wounds that they say that he had then. He was shot through the back of the neck, he was shot through the thigh, and he was shot in the breast, and he glanced around and supposedly the mini ball was in him when he died, and it was still as big as a hen's egg. And he was also ended up with a fractured hip, and he walked with a limp after that the whole time after he came here. And he came to Texas after the Civil War, but not until 1870. And most of our grandfathers or grandmothers, whichever it happened to be, ended up coming to Texas in 1870. 4 of them was born in North Carolina. The rest of them were all born in Texas. And that's his synopsis of what he did there. don't think many people, until they get to reading about it and reading all.
Do it again.
Oh, there's the guy. Now we know.
Chinese checkers.